What's the motherfucking deal? Making sure that everything is Gucci-fied here, because I changed a little bit of settings up beforehand. But man, let's get this intro cracking. Y'all already know how it goes. Never miss another live stream again. Hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell, and click see all notifications. What's the motherfucking deal? And so I want to send a shout out to everybody. Make sure I'm listening to it. Okay, I got the shit adjusted. What's the motherfucking deal, Brandon, man? So y'all already know how this goes, man. Welcome to Salt Sports. If you're not familiar with Salt Sports is a Houston, Texas homer network. So that means we're talking all sports, but only Houston. So with that being said, man, y'all know how we start this thing off, man. We got to get into it with the freshest motherfucking ingredients in the motherfucking world, man. That is you, Sauce Nation, man. So y'all know how we start this thing off with the motherfucking roll call, man. Shout out where you from. If you're not from Houston, you know, shout out to your city, state, town, avenue, block, hood, cul-de-sac, you know, hood, treehouse, gang set, affiliation, military rank, however you get out, however you identify, latitude, longitude, all that good shit, man. You know, however you identify, however you want to represent, man, you know, area code, zip code, all that good shit. Man, shout that out. I'll be sure to show you just a little bit of love. That's the least I could do. And if you are from the city, man, shout out your side with pride, man, so I can show you a little bit of love, you know what I'm saying, from the north to the south, east to the west, you know what I'm saying. They all the best. It's all good, nothing but love for the motherfucking city. Adrian, what's the motherfucking deal? Harm Clark, Big Ox in the motherfucking house. I'm gonna have to pop that that background up again soon when we get back to some only Texans talking. Big Money Texas in the house. I see you 409 Humble Texas SWAT in the motherfucking house already. look. Don't use the sauce as your excuse to stop running. There's your excuse to stop running, man. Real family. So what's the motherfucking deal? Shout out to everybody, man. And Buddha, Texas, Sebastian Leos. What's up, Costa Rica? Hopefully one day I'll get a chance to slide by Beaumont. I've got more Big Money in the house. Shout out to Chris. Chris, actually, this is Chris Ketchum. Shout out to Chris because he is the reason why I kind of came up with the topic of today's video. So shout out to Chris. You know, he was asking, you know, what do the Texans need to do? It is I. Brandon 335. What's the? I fuck with Brandon 335 a long way, man. He in on all the inside shit. See, y'all got to get like Brandon, man, to know what's really going on, man. But let's see what we got in the mix. Like I said, I see Brandon 335, Justin, Chris Ketchum, Sebastian, Adrian, DeMarcus, Justin, Dr. Rabbit. What's the motherfucking deal? Like I say, Joshua, real family, Jack Tripper, motherfucking pimp. DeMarcus, what's the motherfucking deal? The slum, I see y'all in the house. I already Crosby in the motherfucking mix. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Indianapolis, I already holding it down. So, there's a report saying he don't like Houston. Man, it's a bunch of shit, man. This is what you got to realize. A lot of people gonna say a lot of shit right now, man. And, I mean, you can choose to hear it or, you know, like I say, disavow any recognition of it. And because, like I say, me personally, I'm not listening to anything until I hear it out of an athlete's mouth, because this is where you got to understand. Yeah, I talk sports commentary and, you know, and my thoughts and my opinions. But you have people who do this, and this is their livelihood, this is their life, this is their career. And any little bit of breaking news, any little bit of something can skyrocket them to some popularity. And so they can say any kind of shenanigans. You got to understand there's bias. There's people who want them to come here. There's people who leak things out just to spread bullshit. Like, I mean, think about with the Houston Texans earlier this year, like the rumors that were leaked out about them not wanting to entertain people who kneeled and all that other stuff, the convenient timing of these rumors and things like that. How come we haven't ever heard any of this stuff before? You know what I mean? So, yeah, they just need attention. People are using this is a time like that won't be any other. I mean, when is the next time LeBron will be a free agent, man? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, this will be the last time it'll ever happen, most likely. And so everybody got to get their claws dug in on some type of LeBron news, because it'll never be this big again. The situation will never be this big again. When you're talking about overcoming a team like the Warriors, who has been classified for some reason as the greatest team ever, but we saw what it really was. You know, they're only good when they can beat injured fucking teams. But you know, we'll talk about that at a whole another time, another place. But we're gonna talk Texans, man. We're gonna talk a little bit Texans tonight, and we're gonna talk about what they need to do, man. what the Texans need to do in order to win it all next season. The 5 things that they need to do. And I want to just do this. But there's a few things that go into it, man. And one of those things is okay. I got all this other stuff going on. Okay. And one of those things, again, like I say, is that we have to. Well, first let's start with the list. Okay, I got a list of 5 things. I ain't got no graphics to go good with it, but man, anybody who ever said Akron has been like, the motherfuckers is smoking dope, dog. Like, come on, like you ain't even got to entertain that. Akron, what is Akron? What is Ohio? Like, what is the state of Ohio? You know what I'm saying? They want to believe they're a football power, but come on, they ain't got nothing on the state of Texas. And then the fucking we not even finna get into that, man. Like, I ain't finna talk down on whole states right now. I will. I have no problem doing it. You know what I'm saying? If LeBron James never comes through, if they don't have this born savior who feels bad about leaving the team because of all the hate and vitriol that he received, Cleveland never wins anything. Never, ever, ever. Not even close. Not now, not ever. Never. So fuck that shit. Beast Mode, what's the motherfucking deal? Malcolm Thompson. Cool and very old guapo, what's the motherfucking deal? So here's what I'm saying. So here's the 5 things that we need to consider, or the Texans need to consider, as we discuss 5 things that the Texans need to do to win it all next year. First thing that needs to be done, let's pay Clowney. Okay, and when I say number 1, I mean that's look. Let's see here, make sure you get the timing right. I'm trying to keep up on the minutes. And the first thing is, like I say, pay Clowney, because he is key. He is vital to what this defense is going to be, to what this defense has been, regardless of how you feel about injuries and all that other stuff, regardless of if you feel he's a $100 million man or not. Fuck all that other stuff. I mean, what other kind of talent are we going to have that's going to come through that's going to be able to do what Jadeveon Clowney's doing? One, where's that talent elsewhere in the league? You know, like, let's not just think about sacks, because that's something, we have this sack fetish. And sacks are the only thing counts. Jadeveon Clowney is a defensive player. He's not just a pass rusher. I mean, we look at it and we want to see, oh man, Clowney, he doesn't have the double digit, because he's not just a pass rusher. He's not just a lineman. He's not just a lineman. He's a versatile defensive player. He can cover. He can rush. He can stop the run. He can take on a double team. He can do anything that you're asking him to do other than basically play safety. I mean, you got a lot of people talk about who was the kid. I think he ended up in Cleveland. Was it Peppers that everybody was talking about was so versatile? Was the young guy? Well, Jadeveon Clowney is that with authority, other than being a safety or stuff of sorts. Real Peppers, yeah. And so my thing is, what's up, Eric? What's the motherfucking deal? Christian Collins, what's the motherfucking deal? So my thing is this, is just like, let's not look at Clowney and, well, he doesn't got the sack totals. And that's cool, dog. That's cool. But as an overall defensive threat, who else in the league that you have an opportunity to even entertain is coming to Houston? None. There's not that option. Plus a guy that is comfortable here and everything else. So we have to make sure. What's up, Aaron Anderson, King Folk? What's the motherfucking deal? So like I say, man, you have to play Clowney. Clowney is the number one thing that the Texans need to do. One, to get that out of the way so that you don't have those hiccups. I don't know if this regime is going to try to do the Rick Smith thing, which I thought was always fucking stupid. Like the dumbest shit that we don't negotiate during the season, or we don't negotiate 2 years out, But then you switch it up, you pick and choose, and once you pick and choose, you ruin that once, and it's become ruined permanently. But whatever. So I'd rather get the deals done before the season, because the mentality, I understand where Rick Smith was trying to come is that, well, we're just going to put it out of our heads. We want to focus solely on football during the season. I understand that. But do you think a guy who's up for a contract is focusing solely on football during the season when it's a contract year, or he's not getting paid, or he's wondering what's going on? Even if it is his agent's job to handle all of that, even if it is his agent's responsibility to get the numbers right, This man is thinking on every single play, hey, I could get hurt, I could get injured, I could get this. I could get hurt, I could get injured, I could get this. And it's always an issue. It can always form a mental issue. They may not play as hard. They may not play as aggressively because they got money on the back of their mind, longevity on the back of their mind. And this is the game of football where we saw two of our best defensive players go down on the same drive with that uncanny probability of that type of shit happening. But it happens. This is professional football that we're talking about. The second thing, shout out to Anthony Bailey. He must look. Anthony Bailey over there reading my cheat sheet, man. You know what I'm saying? But the second thing, absolutely, is that you must keep Deshaun Watson healthy. Now, there's a couple of things that we can talk about with keeping Watson healthy. Good news, the brace came off, and so he's practicing without the brace, and he's looking good to go. And that's what I like to see. That's what I like to hear. Even though I don't know how much I want to keep the brace on just in case, but it is what it is. If he's feeling it and he's feeling good, he knows what it takes. He knows what he needs to be back there. He's back dancing and doing his thing. And I mean, shit, he been grooving since the shit even had the injury, so it ain't really like no big deal. Jay Dizzle, what's the motherfucking deal, man? Always good to see you. You say exactly. Clown is a game record. We've got to keep him. JJ may not. JJ may still be a good defensive player. Like, I'm not gonna count him out. Like, I'm just not gonna do it because you can't ever calculate the heart of a man. So, like I say, but the thing is, yeah, you definitely got to make sure Clowney is taken care of. But protecting Watson. So last year, Allen, Suafilo, and I want to say, was it Manx that they were talking about at guard, but basically graded out to basically be the worst guards in the league as far as pass protection. We made an upgrade as far as, because like I say, I want to say what I read was Kelemete and the Henderson kid, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if I can't remember if it was Fulton or Henderson, but it might have been Fulton. They were talking about we're much higher blocking guards. But the thing is, anything is better than the worst, right? So if we had the worst and Watson made them look good while he was in there, you know what I'm saying? What's up, Ray? What's the motherfucking deal? Fulton was the one. Okay, yeah. Fulton and Kelemete, they graded out better than those guys. So regardless of all the extra shit, I mean, you can only go up from being the worst. But then again, like I say, these guys, until I see some consistency, until I see it with my own eyes, and again, I don't know. Not big names, not guys that we were actively seeking out. But they're Texans now, so we'll have to see how they perform and what they bring to the table. But keeping Watson healthy is ideal. So that comes down not only to protections, that comes down to play calling, making the right decisions, things of that nature. And then a lot of it comes down to Watson himself. There's some things you got to consider. Now, he said that, hey, I'm not going to play any different. I'm not going to be timid. I'm not going to be I'm going to play the same way that I've always played, and that's what I want to see. That's what I'd love to see. But trust me, as a man who's had knee injuries himself, and you can ask anybody who's probably been through one, there's going to be a little bit of hesitation. Now, again, he's had them himself, and he's been through it, so it's not to say that, he's going to do it. He may be of a different mindset. He's a different breed. But most normal people are going to have a little bit of a hiccup coming back, especially, going full speed after coming from an injury like that. So that's just definitely something that we have to consider and keep in mind when we're talking about Watson. Let's talk about the third thing. But before we get into the third thing, let me the third team. Let's drop a little sauce. Let's float a little sauce out there. Let's do 100K sauce. And drop 5 on it. 5 minutes. All right, there we go. Okay. So, that being the second of the 5 things that the Texans need to do to have any chance of winning anything this year. Getting into the third thing, man. The third thing is interesting. But I think we got to steal a page out of an opponent's playbook by doing this. And I think when you do this, it actually puts you in a better spot. And that is embrace last place. Okay? And so what I'm saying is embracing last place means basically you have nothing to lose. And the funny thing about it is that we can embrace last place, and it's almost kind of a joke because we know that we're not a last place team. We know that injuries took a severe toll on this Texans team, but embrace it. Act like you're, well, I don't want to say act like you're the loser, but embrace that mentality that you know, you against the world. Everybody thinks you're trash. Everybody thinks you suck. Even though we got a lot of people starting to jump on the Texans bandwagon. And so whatever, you know, that's a bit of an anomaly, but it is what it is. So we say, serious hard kind of step to keep the finish gets predict. I think so. I think BOB is going to do some different things because I think he realizes what he has in Deshaun Watson. I think when he initially had him, like I said, again, he might have been a Mahomes guy. You know, Watson might not have been high on his list. We know we heard a lot of talk early on about Mahomes being linked to the Texans. But I think after having some time to see what this guy is fully capable of and seeing that he's not your average rookie, that he's ready and for everything that you throw at him, I think B.O.B. has to change up a couple of things. And also, I saw somebody, you know, allowing him to audible at the line. And I think Watson's going to do that shit anyway. Watson's going to play quarterback the way he wants to play. But that's another thing that I want to talk about. That's part of protecting Watson is allowing him to have that freedom and allowing him to do the things he wants. You know, you can't Kubiak and be the sideline quarterback too. But about embracing last place. What's the motherfucking deal? Clone. What is that? Eyes open. So what's up, J-Pop? What's the motherfucking deal? Austin, ready? Yeah, we got to look. We need more dreadheads. Days, what's the motherfucking deal? But again, like I say, talking about embracing last place. And it's funny that we talk about embracing last place and one of those last place losers slid up in here. But do like the Jags. Nobody respected Jags. Nobody gave a fuck about them. And with that being said, like everybody counted them out. So it's like, we're going to play the Jags. You know, this kind of like a trap game, you know, just kind of skipped over. We don't give a fuck about them, you know. And they kind of took that mentality of feeling like they were disrespected and all that other stuff. And then you kind of have that sneak attack because nobody expects shit from you for at least for the first half of the season. Nobody expected shit from them, you know, and they start getting some little wins here and there. And then eventually by the time people start realizing, this team might actually be decent, you know, they've had their advantage. Nobody's really preparing for them like that. So I think the Texans need to embrace that last place mentality. And basically, the only way is up. The same way, like I'm saying, with the last place guards, the only way is up. You can only improve, right? Or you would at least hope so. That you would think that you can only get better. So you got to embrace the last place. Come with the mentality of the underdog. Come with the mentality of the team of the Browns or whatever it is. But we know that we have the talent. We know that we suffered through injuries, and we had a lot of guys missing throughout the year. Key pieces at key times. That definitely limited a lot of things that we were able to do. But right now, it looks like we're coming into camp relatively healthy. You know, barring any unforeseen injuries. You know, Foreman is a question mark. Clowney, he'll be fine, but he's a bit of a question mark right now. But outside of that, you know, the rest of the team coming in pretty healthy. JJ healthy, actually ready to go. Deshaun healthy, actually ready to go. Key important pieces. So embrace that last place mentality, knowing that you have first place talent, because this is all the same talent that we were winning the division, where we were, I'm not going to talk about the playoffs too much, but we were getting to the playoffs, you know, second round exits and all that nice stuff. But you still have the talent to win. You still have the talent and all the pieces there. It's just about the mentality in which you embrace it. Now, this number four is something that been saying for quite a while, and it kind of ties into the Deshaun situation we were just talking about. kind of in that area. And I feel like we almost don't have a choice but to do this because of the way that Watson plays. There is no other option almost. This is the only way he knows how to play. But the Texans got to drop their nuts on the field for 16 straight fucking games. And when I'm talking about dropping nuts on the field, it's not only the guys that are out there suited up. We're talking about Bill O'Brien. We're talking about his play calling. We're talking about Cornell and the schemes that he runs, being aggressive. We have the talent. That's a fact, Jack. Like, we have the talent. So that's not even a question. Sneak up on everybody to see the reclaimer. Exactly. Andre Howe, yeah, you know, man, I'm glad you mentioned that Andre Howe. Of course, our thoughts definitely go out to Andre Howe. So my thing is, who won the raffle? Austin Tucker. Congratulations to Austin Tucker. Yeah, Jay Pye was just talking about that earlier, that he ain't got the brace on. He out there dancing and feeling good. Yeah. Exactly. Like, win it all. Then you just like get in that category. Like, it's still the playoffs. You get to go home and sit on the couch. Come on, like, we went to the AFC Championship. Cool. Where's are you guys like the Colts? Y'all gonna hang up a banner for that? You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm curious. Are y'all gonna do like the Colts and hang up we visited the AFC Championship? So it is what it is. Brian Smith, what's the motherfucking deal? Devontae Love, what's the motherfucking deal? V Selling, what's good? But again, dropping nuts on the field, man. We got to be aggressive. We have all the pieces. We have all the talent. You got guys who can stretch the field, and Kuti and Fuller, as long as he stays healthy. And I think this is for Fuller. I think there's a lot of people kind of teetering the fence on Fuller. Some people are all in on him, but I think you have a lot of people who are just kind of like, yeah, he has the talent. He has the speed, and he's shown better catching ability this previous season than he did in the initial season. But again, the big concern is he too light to fight? I mean, is he gonna get injured every fucking season? He's gonna get banged up every time he gets touched, and that's a problem, man. You mad though, Justice? But you be in here, you subscribe to my shit, so you must be trash. You mad though? He ain't got nothing to say. He just mad. It's all right though. We know Justice love the sauce, man. He been hoping and praying somebody could come put something for the Jags, but they're just not that interesting. Nobody gives a fuck about them. Man, Tyler Irvin. Yeah, exactly. Always glad to see you. Know that you're still loving the flavor. Hopefully you can get hit by a car or something. I know you kind of special needs. Make sure you wear your helmet when you're crossing the road and all that. Honestly, with Kuti, I don't think we necessarily needed Brian in the first place. It would have been a good addition to have a good weapon. What's up, Clarence? What's the motherfucking deal? So my thing is, like, in reality, is like, with the addition of Kuti, man, it's like, from what I'm hearing, again, like, I got to see with pads on. I got to see, when there's a little bit of contact, because he's a smaller guy. When there's nobody, there's no, no friction, nothing to stop you from doing what you're supposed to be doing. You can make it look real good. But you're talking about playing with the big dogs. You're talking about these dudes are looking to knock your fucking lights off. You got to see what kind of resolve he has. Can he take the big hits? How is his hands? Does he hold on to the ball? Little things like that. But I think he's going to be all right from, the little things I'm hearing there. And if, according to Spitz, shout out to Spitz, man. Definition throw. Make sure y'all check out the channel and show some love. He's a Texas Tech guy, so he has high praise for him. So I agree with most of the things Spitz says. So I'm gonna see what's shaking. I'm gonna see. So it's like, because, man, of course you subscribe, because you hear more than, like, you be here all time more than other people would get the notifications. So I know you sub. So it's all good. It's like it would have to be one of two things, Justice. And so let's talk some sense for just a second. I'm gonna get back to the Texans. I know that's what y'all want to talk about. Y'all don't want to talk to dumbass Justice. Either you're subscribed to my channel, or you literally spend all day checking to see when I'm gonna go live so you can catch some sauce to be there. So either way, you're highly concerned about what I got going on. I appreciate that, man. I know that I make your day. I know that you need this, so you're welcome. You can thank me. It's all Gucci. Say Austin Tucker vouch for me, unstoppable already. Oh, oh, Andrew Luck back throwing, man. He chunking up the what's up, tightens up. What's the motherfucking deal? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He be Justice love this shit, man. Justice love it. You know what I'm talking about? So I ain't worried. He could look. Actions speak louder than words, man. You up in the mix. If you wasn't fucking with us, you wouldn't be here. I really appreciate that, Clarence. And like I said, Clarence a Jags fan. We don't give him we give him a hard time every now and then. But we fuck with Clarence. I fuck with Clarence. Clarence cool in my book. Like, my thing is, like, if you come in and you talking sense, you having valid arguments, dog. Like, I'm not finna talk a bunch of shit to you. Like, well, some of y'all youngsters, but if you come in here and be an adult or act as an adult and have valid arguments, man, look, we go to argue, we go talk some shit. But you're always more than welcome to stop. But if you come in and you troll, like, the thing about Justice, why I don't really care about him is because he's never given a fact about anything, period. Like, all he does is just say Ramsey, 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 and you tell me. And I mean, if he would just bring facts and stuff like that, wouldn't even be a big deal. But again, the views still count whether he's valid or not, so I don't really give a shit. But getting back to the dropping the nuts on the field, I've not strayed so far away. But we need Bill O'Brien has to be a more aggressive play caller. Like, I want to see. Here's what I want to know. I want to know y'all's opinion. All right, this is what I want to know. Because if you look at the games, and I'm saying I want to see more aggressive play calling, but when Deshaun Watson was playing, we're talking about 30, 35 points a game, had a 50 burger, putting points on the board. Is that simply Deshaun Watson's play style, or is that Bill O'Brien being more confident in the quarterback that he had by changing up that offense and putting him in a situation to allow him to win? Is that Bill O'Brien calling more aggressive plays, or is that just Deshaun Watson saying, fuck it, I'm finna go out here and do what I do what I did in fucking college, I'm finna do it in the pros? Like, so my thing is this. You tell me. You know what I'm saying? Give me a 1 if you think it's more O'Brien. Give me a 2 if you think it's more Deshaun Watson. Because, like I say, I say Bill O'Brien needs to be more aggressive, but if you look at it, he definitely opened up and did a lot of shit last year. Again, he had a quarterback that had the skill set capable of fulfilling that stuff, but he did a lot of things last year that we have yet to have seen from Bill O'Brien. Now, again, is that the personnel? Is that the coach realizing what he has? Is that the coach actually saying, oh, you know what, this dude's pretty talented, let me change it up? Because you do have a lot of coaches who, well, if this guy doesn't fit my mold, then, fuck him. Because coaches are conceited. They're cocky, too. That's how they get in this role. You can't be just some humdrum, oh, well, maybe, I don't, you got to be aggressive. I mean, you got to be a man amongst men to be considered. You got to be, what's that term they always use? They use for a leader of men. Like, okay. But you have to be a leader. You know what I mean? So, of course, when you draw up a playbook, when you're doing that, you have to have faith in, you have a strategy. You have an idea of what you're trying to accomplish, of what you see this offense doing, or if you're defensive, whatever it is. You call these plays because you have a belief in what's the word I'm fucking looking for? It's slipping my mind right now. But basically, you have a belief in the system or whatever it is that you're calling. And so, and that's a good one. I mean, that's a valid answer, Austin. I mean, it could be a combination of both of them, bringing things to the table, bringing those particular skill sets to the table. Watson needed to be in a position where he could show what he could do, and Bill O'Brien had to open up to allow him to do that and say, okay, hey, this offense I originally had planned might not be what's best for this guy. And now we're talking about, he said that he's put in a few new wrinkles and all that. We'll see. But I think what's going to happen either way with Bill O'Brien is it's fucked up, because I don't think he'll ever get the credit. Like, him and Watson could ball, but I think Watson will always get the credit no matter what. Even though when you look at it, every great coach has had a great athlete that has gotten him there. There's never been, we can talk about the Ravens and Dilfer, but look at the quarterback of the defense. That was the guy that got you there. But every coach has had a great QB or a great talent of some sort that has been associated with his name to get him there. And so I agree. We need to give both of them this credit. But that's what I think will happen no matter what, just because, and even a lot like last year, people weren't giving B.O.B. credit for some of those things. And again, like I say, as a head coach, you have the ultimate say. So I could say, hey, You ain't running my fucking playbook. Get the fuck off the field. He could have did some whole shit like that. Or I'm not seeing what I want to see. Or he could have said, I'm gonna let Savage go through the first game as a Jet. It could have been a whole lot of different things that could have happened. So let's give B.O.B. credit, but at the same time, I want to see that Seattle aggressiveness. I want to see that Titans aggressiveness. I want to see points on the board, and I mean mashing until the fucking final whistle blows, because we as Texans fans know there is no point in time that you can let up off the gas in the NFL unless it's you up by 4 touchdowns and it's less than a minute left, then we talking about something. But I mean, you got teams that you're going to consistently be in your hair that we're going to have to deal with, considering the Patriots, guys like that who can score as long as Tom Brady's around and Bill Belichick or a duo. You can't let your foot off the gas of teams like that. You can't let your foot off the gas off of teams like Seattle previously. Like I said, now that defense has been dismantled, I don't know if they'll be the same team, but they could put up points. You know what I mean? Like shit, what Russell Wilson could do. You can't ever let the foot off the gas, and I think Bill O'Brien has to recognize that and leave nuts on the field. Fuck making friends. Fuck your coaches association. Fuck all that other shit. I'm going to drop these 2 testicles on this fucking natural grass field, and we finna beat your motherfucking ass. That's the mentality that we need. And then, like I say, the mentality of an organization trickles down from the top. But we all know Bob McNair ain't got no nuts. We already know that. So this is up to B.O.B. to instill this in his player. Everybody says he's a player's coach. Everybody says he's kept this organization together. Hey, we got to make it shake. Let's see what y'all talking about in here. I feel like you say like OB is a tad bit jealous. Why do you say that you feel like OB is a tad bit jealous? I'm just curious. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. You said Watson insured Bill up a coach 7 seasons in Houston. Yeah, he's Superman. Superman as a rookie. He was 3-3-6 game. Yeah, I went 6-0. But again, but here's my deal though. Clarence. Just like let's be honest. Blake Bortles' best offensive performance this year pales in comparison to the best performance that Watson had. Watson can't play defense. Now, that's where those losses came from. Because look at where those losses were. And look at the point total. And if a quarterback puts up that many points, you should be winning a game. We were just at a loss for talent on the defensive side. We had Vrabel calling whatever the fuck he was calling. That's not on Watson. So my thing is this. If you telling me you bring back J.J. Watt, relatively healthy. Again, I'm not saying you're getting 100% Watt. I'm saying I'm linking 75%, 80% Watt, maybe as high as 85, 90. But right now I'm linking like around 80%. That's what I'm looking at. Then you bring back Merciless, who's probably the most underrated pass rusher in the league. You upgrade with a Matthew Colvin. He's your guy. I don't really know about him. We'll see what happens with that. But like I say, you make upgrades on that defense, not only bringing back the guys who are already talented, but the upgrades. That type of shit's not going to happen again. So all Watson has to do is go out there and put up points, and then you get a defense that can get you the ball back. You can expect more points. So that's why we're so excited. Blake Bortles has never done anything in his career remotely close to what Watson has done his rookie year, and y'all guys are still supporting him. Y'all gave him a nickname, BB5. Like, is that like a 5mm BB? I don't know. What are BBs measured in? Let's see. Yeah, exactly. So that's what I'm saying. When Watson went out, run game went out, and it's like, yeah, Jimmy G's all right too, and so I have no problem with that. Yeah, let's just say Jimmy G's a solid QB. Like I'm not gonna hate on Jimmy G. He's definitely a solid QB. Now the last thing the Texans need to do in my book to win, it's a little bit different. I'll be honest, like I only wrote 4 things on my paper. Like never wrote the last thing down. But 34 minutes in made me think about Tyler Irvin wearing the number 34 now, which is a bold thing to do in Houston. The fifth and final thing the Texans need to do, man, is establish an identity. What are we? You know, prior to Watson coming here, we were a stout defense with a decent enough running game and a so-so running game, and we would win in spite of our quarterback play. Okay? Last year, we went through multiple quarterbacks. We had some defensive issues. We lost some key talent. And I don't think we ever established a real identity. Like, we started to see what Watson was capable of, and we started to like it. Okay, hey, we might be an offensive team now, but we still got these guys on defense that were part of that number one defense. So what was the difference in that? Well, that was Vrabel taking the head role. You bring Cornell back, game changer. You bring back J.J. and Merciless, game changer. You upgrade with Matthew, game changer. That guy Colvin, Matthew, these guys, they bring some attitude to that secondary, which is what I love, which is the thing that I think the Texans have been lacking. That's part of establishing that identity on defense. But then on offense, they got to realize, hey, we have an offense that's so potent. We have one of the most potent offenses in the league, if healthy. DeAndre Hopkins is the best receiver in the National Football League. You can't at me. There's nothing you can say to change my mind. If you give Antonio Brown, we saw what happened when Antonio Brown didn't have Ben Roethlisberger. We saw what happened immediately. Antonio Brown is a product of Ben Roethlisberger. Ben Roethlisberger retires this year. Antonio Brown's career starts going downhill immediately. I promise you that. I promise you that. DeAndre Hopkins has been consistent with off-the-street QBs, man. And so AB is not the best, dog. AB is not the best. But here's my thing, though. What good is it if you're playing like ass but you're not getting hurt? That it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. Like, he can stand in the pocket, but if you can't make the throws, what good is it, man? Shit, yeah. Look, I can play quarterback and I can't throw for shit. Look, I give you a good look. I'm gonna catch you on a couple little 10-yard routes. You're gonna be Gucci. Look, give me a little out route. I got you. Every quarterback, every star receiver that you see other than DeAndre Hopkins has a Hall of Fame quarterback. Look at the numbers. I'm telling you, here's the numbers. Hall of Fame quarterback. Tell me something about a guy who has done what DeAndre Hopkins has done without playing not a Hall. These guys came into their entire careers with Hall of Fame quarterbacks. You can say what you want to say about Eli Manning and Odell. Eli Manning got 2 rings. He got rings before fucking Peyton got rings, multiple. You can talk about AB being the best. Ben Roethlisberger has been balling forever. You know what I'm saying? A.J. Ginn is good, but he's not. Andy Dalton was considered people were giving him top 10 the red rifle, and they were trying to take he was one of the greats until he just started really falling off. But then again, AJ Green's numbers ain't fucking Hopkins numbers. You know what I'm saying? He still has had a consistent quarterback at the very least. This dude Hopkins has played with like 10 different quarterbacks in his career, dog. Like, who else has done that and put up those numbers consistently, dog? Chris Carter can try to claim, like, oh, you know, I was in a similar situation. No, shut the fuck up, you dirty bitch. No, you fucking wasn't. But, again, man, Andre did it with nobody, man. Like, that's what I'm telling you, man. Don't talk about your Titans like that, man. Y'all we already kicked y'all out of Houston. You trying to kick them out of wherever y'all at, anywhere, where y'all at, Nashville or something? I don't know, Memphis. Where the Titans play? I don't even fucking know. It don't matter. It's all trash. No, because see what it is. I'm gonna tell you what Ramsey and Ramsey more so. Bouye really ain't got nothing for Hopkins. All he does is hold Hopkins. Like I say, all you got to do is look at the jerseys. Look at it, and again, Ramsey gets caught on. Hopkins had a couple of touchdowns on Ramsey. Forget how you feel. Y'all can talk about it. Oh, it's at the end of the game. Ramsey plays hard all game. I give him that. Hey, Zach, 57. Bouye's not good, dog. I'm gonna be honest. Like, they let him get away with the most holding. I mean, shit. Even when he was getting all them fucking penalties. Like, that's the thing about Bouye. He's a risk taker, and so 50-50. You know, if you don't, you know what I'm saying, it's a great play if they don't throw the flag. Like, Bouye's all right, dog. Like, I'm not finna sit here and cry about like losing him like a lot of people. I really don't care that much about Bouye, honestly. Yeah, okay, Jason. I guess that's supposed to rile somebody up. That's supposed to rile somebody up. Hopkins is overrated. That's like that shows that you're an idiot, because any decent football watching person, I don't give a fuck about Ramsey, but I give him his credit where his credit. He plays hard. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a fruitcake, but he plays hard. He likes sticking them in, so it is what it is. Any decent football fan will tell you there's no way you can overrate Hopkins. There's nothing Nothing that you can say about Hopkins that is overrated in the slightest, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, don't matter. It's all Ramsey. And the thing is, garbage time don't matter because what's his name was still upset about that because Ramsey takes that shit. Ramsey takes his matchup against Hopkins super personal. Hopkins the same way. It's not even about the game in that aspect. That's a personal matchup between two very good players. And that's, if you like football, that's something you want to watch. Like, that's something that you want to see. Like, if you like football, if you love the game of football in any aspect, if you are a defensive person, if you're an offensive person, and you don't want to watch Jalen Ramsey and Hopkins going at it, then you don't like football. That's just it, man. So regardless of how you feel about the players or whatever, if Hopkins is overrated, everybody's overrated. Because, again, the greatest catch of he did the Odell catch before Odell did it. The motherfucking me, because defenders hold the ball all the time. You don't be pushing. No, anyway, I'm not even going to argue with you because you don't know shit about football. Like, that's the thing. Like, Justice, like, there's no point talking because you don't know anything about football. You just, like, you've been fucking with this shit for like a year and you've never come with a single fact about anything football related. I'm not going to waste my time with you. I'll talk to Clarence. Clarence, that's my dude. So here's my thing. Again, it's like, if Hopkins is overrated, everybody's overrated because name somebody who had a better catch than Hopkins last year. Like, name somebody who had a better catch than Hopkins last year. I mean, we can talk about the fucking Steeler catch. We can talk about exactly every fucking – he's the king of the toe drag swag. Like, it's not even close, dog. Like, the shit that this dude does, dog, it's ridiculous. And, again, Antonio Brown has what around? Look at all the talent around Antonio Brown. Hopkins did most of that last year with a banged-up Fuller. Fuller wasn't around for the first few games, and he wasn't around towards the end of the season. Again, a plethora of quarterbacks. You're talking about Watson, Savage, Heineke. Like, motherfuckers that they ain't going to play. Yates. Come on, man. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, you can't tell me shit about DeAndre Hopkins. Exactly, man. What's the motherfucking deal, man? You know what I'm saying? Who is Tony? Stop, dog. Anyway, like I say, I want you to go watch games and go watch that Baltimore game last year. And you'll see why Hopkins has to do what he has to do. Because Hopkins ain't going to get the calls in his favor. Hopkins annihilates people, though. This motherfucker's jersey looked like a dress by the time the shit was over. These motherfuckers holding and ripping and doing all that. Hopkins goes out there and fights. That's what I love. Okay, go ask Seattle about that because he ran a 72 on him. What? I think that was separation because nobody touched him. That sounded like separation to me, man. Motherfuckers say he wasn't fast and he wasn't this shit. You don't burn a motherfucker. That's Seattle, that vaunted Seattle defense. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Revis, where is Hall's? Did Hall ever get his ankles back? Like, did Hall ever get his ankles back? You know what I'm saying? That's all. That's what I exactly look like. Yeah, look like he got some of that Kanye shit on. That's like the first jersey, sponsored by Kanye. That's what that shit looking like, man. Yeah, Earl trying to fucking. That's what Michael Bennett was talking about. Michael Bennett was like, man, I told Earl you can't be trying to chase everybody. That man do too fast, man. That's why he pulled his ankle, pulled his hamstring or whatever. So that's what I'm saying, man. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, all the people who sit there and say, Hop ain't this, Hop ain't that, dog. Okay. He's better than anything you got on your roster. Hands down. Here's the thing. Anybody in the league would take Hop damn near over what they have. You're going to have a couple of people who are going to debate the Beckham thing. And you're going to have a couple of people who will debate the Antonio Brown thing. But I say, line those guys up with T.J. Yates and Tom Savage, and then you tell me what they do. Like, you tell me what they do after that, man. That's like you give them T.J. Yates and Tom Savage and tell them to produce consistently. Give them 17. Tell them to produce. 17 couldn't make the cut fucking after he left here to go to the fucking Browns. And this is what I'm saying. That's the worst year he had is because he had that dude who couldn't beat out rookies. So, again, it is what it is, babe. So, like I say, yeah, nobody cares about what Justice thinking, man. Like I really, really don't. I really don't. No, Hopkins got touchdowns on Ramsey, so that ain't locking up to me. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Again, when you got a quarterback like Savage throwing the ball, because y'all only saw a half of Watson with no Will Fuller and other things, so I guess of course all eyes on Hopkins. It is what it is. Like I said, I ain't really tripping on that shit. That shit don't sway me anyway. Because again, like I said, I don't look at statistics. I look at the facts. I look at the things that actually take place. Every game is a story. You know what I'm saying? Every game is an adventure of its own. And so you have to go back and look at what really happened on that outing, on that adventure. And again, so like I say, no worries. Like the majority of the time that Ramsey's been eating is because you got guys, again, like I say, from 17, Savage, Yates, guys like this. You know what I'm saying? But we'll see what happens again with a healthy Watson playing a full game and everything else that goes along with that. But like I said, I'm very eager to see that matchup because it's going to be very, very interesting. Oh shit! I took the whole city off the map. Goddamn. But like I say, no worries. I ain't tripping. But the funny thing about Ramsey before we slide up out of here. Odell does run nice routes. But here's the deal, D.D. Westbrook. Exactly. But that's what I'm saying. Again, you can't argue with people who don't want to hear facts, dog. You know what I'm saying? You know, people who don't want to hear facts, they just go say whatever they want to say. And let them. Like I say, it is what it is. Who cares? Here's the thing, though. Here is the thing. Before we get ready to wrap it, I don't think we've had a Colts fan in here. We've had a few Titans fans. The Titans fans we've had have been pretty kosher for the most part. Titans Up comes through on the regular. I fuck with Titans Up. Zach is whack. He's the whack ass Titans fan. Clarence is cool, Jags fan. All the rest of the Jags fans have been lame as fuck. Let's see. Who else? As far as that consistently that fuck with the flavor, yeah, that's about it. Remember we had that Browns fan. I don't know if y'all remember. There was a Browns fan came in there before the season. He talked so much shit. Jordan something. I just remembered fucking Jordan something, and never showed back up again. But it's super funny though because Ramsey is all on the Texans' dick because anytime the Texans post something on social media, he on that bitch. Anytime Hopkins posts something, he all over the shit. Anytime, because when he was talking about bringing in Dez, no, y'all already got y'all don't need to bring in Dez. Anytime Watson posts something, he all over Watson shit. Oh, Watson gonna be the best quarterback, you know, this. Damn, say that about your own quarterback. You ain't got that kind of faith in your own quarterback, man. God damn. That's all I'm waiting for, man. Shit. But it is what it is. All right, here's the deal. With Hop and Watson, we talking about a healthy duo. Hopkins gonna snag on Ramsey each game every game that fucking Watson plays. Bouye too slow for Fuller. he's gonna amass a gang of penalties. Because again, like I said, y'all had some advantages that first couple of games, and again, like the Texans play like ass, and there's no excuses. A L is a L. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what really takes place when it's all said and done. Trust me, it will not be anything like last year. Irvin switched to 21. Okay, because I was about to say, look, man. I'll say, look, that 34, man. That 34. That's a yeah, he gonna snag on Ram. I'm telling y'all, I'm telling you, man. Like, look, the best get got sometimes. Then Ramsey's not the best, so he gonna get got. Like, he can shut everybody else down. Let's not act like Hopkins don't do what he does, dog. Like, let's be realistic. Every time that y'all like, Ramsey can play receivers well, but again, it's about the talent of the quarterback that's getting the ball where it needs to be. You know, and so again, he hasn't faced the Texans with a solid quarterback at the helm, because as soon as fucking whatchamacallit got in, he only played half a game. Ramsey was all on his team. Man, they should have played him from the beginning. He's the best quarterback they got. And he was just like, come on, man, goddamn. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit, the nigga only played a half and it was all right. You know what I'm talking about? Like, I wasn't even thrilled about that. Ramsey seemed more excited about that shit than we did. All right, and it'll probably be the first time we play. And here's the deal: we can put something on it. Look, we can put some. We can put something on it. When the season come, holler at me. We can definitely put something on it, because I promise you that. Again, anytime he's faced Ramsey, it's been with subpar quarterback play, top fucking not even top 20 quarterback, and like, I mean, bottom of the barrel. So you're gonna eat on that, dog. Like, you're gonna eat on that. Like, if you don't, then you're not the fucking DB you say you are. So again, trust me, Hop gonna eat. It's not gonna be a question. So make sure, yeah, we'll be there. We'll be look. We'll be there. We gonna be there. I'm gonna be here because I ain't going. Y'all know I'm finna show up each and every time. I ain't going nowhere. So y'all just make sure y'all show up. You know, Justice know for sure, because he love the flavor. He gonna definitely be in the mix with nothing to say. Calling his friend. Yeah, I remember Justice used to try to go get his homeboys and try to get his friends to come on here and try to say stuff like we really give a fuck. Y'all remember that shit? That shit was fucking funny, man. Y'all remember that shit? Like, we was over here really giving two shits. Anyway, that's Justice. That's why it's like, Justice makes it bad for the rest of y'all. The rest of y'all fucking Jags fans. Trust me, we're not worried about Watson. Ain't gonna try to. Watson is not even just necessarily a run first dude, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just had an ass old line that was just terrible. You know what I'm saying? And thank God Suafilo ain't here no more. We all know where he at. And so it is what it is. You don't want to do that to yourself. Oh, man. Cracksonville? Nah, I don't want nothing to do with that, dog. I heard the beaches are nice, though. Don't step on nothing. We weak, but you the dude that runs and says you're going to report people. You're a reporter. Look here, Tom Brokaw. Chill out with your bad self. But like I say, man, Clarence revives the name for y'all. But you, Justice, you make it real bad, dog. You make it real bad. I think Miles is overrated. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. I just be personally. I think he's good, but I think he's overrated. I think he was a hype machine. Yeah, absolutely. The O-line is still, until we see what these other guys do. I mean, we have no idea what they really about. But again, like I say, if these coaches say they have some type of game plan, we'll see what's up. We'll definitely see what's up. Stiff arm each O-lineman on the Jags. But y'all know how it goes, man. It's your boy, Honcho. We finna call this thing a wrap. I'll probably be on the mixer action later. I'm gonna shoot for 9 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, that shit was tripping last night, so we ended up going real late. But we will have another Rapper Royal Rumble tonight. You know what I'm saying? We gonna say, you know, bitch. Okay. How about this, Justin? You know my face. Hey, you see me, run up on me, though. I pray to God that you do. Like, I hope you do. Please, I want you to run up on me, steal off of me, and say, it's Justice, bitch. And please slide me. Please knock me. Please do something, dog. Like, please, make it worthwhile. Because I will railroad the fuck out your bitch ass up and down the motherfucking block, you stupid ass dude. Who the fuck you think you talking to, dog? Don't make empty ass threats, dog. That shit's for lame ass. That's for women and soy boys, dog. Like on some real shit, dog. Like, come on, like, you're a joke. You're a reporter, so like, if you really, like, you report online. So if you really think that I'd be afraid to have any, I mean, I ain't finna talk about it no more because it's a non-existent thing. So anyway, Sauce Nation, man, y'all already know I fuck with y'all. Y'all the freshest motherfucking ingredients, regardless of how much salt kind of slide up in here. OB, what's the motherfucking deal? Clarence, you cool in my book. But take your boy, whatever his name is, go get him, take him back to the rehab wherever y'all got him from, man, because them he back on that shit again. But with that being said, man, like I say, we'll be on the mixer tonight having the Rapper Royal Rumble. So, you know, all your favorite young, goofy ass rappers will be fighting. I'm going to have to bring the old schools out. We'll be doing that about 9 o'clock. We'll be back in the mix tomorrow. Should be having a Wink Wednesday, all that good stuff. But outside of that, man, Sauce Nation, man. Y'all the fresh motherfucking ingredients. I fuck with y'all. Y'all be cool like y'all be cool. Chuck it up the deuce. With that being said, I'm out. Y'all stay saucy.